This week, as we prepare for Christmas, I'm in Winchester's Christmas market, which nestles in the shadow of the city's magnificent cathedral. Also, you'll find out which are our presenters' favourite carols. Welcome to Songs of Praise. In today's programme, here in Winchester, I discover the ancient origin of the word doll. Hello, please can I have my doll?
Certainly can.
I meet Debbie Thrower, the former Songs of Praise presenter, who introduced a brand new idea to the series 25 years ago.
For the very first time, Songs of Praise put the hymn words along the bottom of the screen.
And our presenters choose their favourite carols. Many of our carols in this programme come from the Church of St Cross. It's part of the Hospital of St Cross, almshouses that have provided food and shelter here in Winchester for hundreds of years. I'll be finding out more later. But first, I want to share my favourite carol with you. I've chosen Once in Royal David City because back in 1986 when I was 12, I was head chorister of my school choir. And at our carol service in Chelmsford Cathedral, it was my job to sing the first verse solo. Halfway through I looked across and I saw my mum and she was crying her eyes out. It was emotional, but they were tears of pride and joy. That's a memory that will stay with me forever. Sounding like something from a Dickens novel, the Hospital of St Cross, an almshouse of noble poverty, nestles at the bottom of St Catherine's Hill on the outskirts of Winchester. It's said to be one of England's oldest charitable institutions.
The hospital was founded in 1132 as a haven, a place of refuge for poor men that had nowhere to live, and so they were given this accommodation.
Traditionally, they were known as the Brothers, a title still in use today.
A lot of people think that the brothers are monks, and of course they're not. They're lay people that live in this community, which is rather monastic to look at. And their main obligation is that they must attend morning office in the chapel each day. And I suppose that's why people think that they must be monks.
Let us heartily rejoice.
The Brothers keep many of the old traditions of St. Cross alive.
Brother Tony Dyson. Thanks.
The pay parade is a very ancient custom, and in days of yore, of course, they were given money in order to look after themselves. But nowadays it's simply an old tradition, and each Monday after matins are given a leather purse each with £1 coin in, although on the first Monday in the month they get £1.50, so they feel very rich then. So this place is simply carrying on that Christian tradition of looking after those people in need.
And there's another tradition still in practice here at St. Cross that's familiar even in the 21st century, receiving the dole. Hello, please can I have my dole?
Certainly can.
I can smell it. Smells very interesting. It looks quite basic. What is it, Catherine?
It's actually a small portion of beer and some bread. It would be strong beer, because in the medieval times when the tradition started, the water was not fit for purpose, and white bread because they believed in them times that white was the best and pilgrims had to have the best.
Well, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, so let me try some. Gosh, that's got a kick to it, hasn't it? The bread looks really basic, but I could see how pilgrims who have made that long journey on foot, well, this would warm their hearts, wouldn't it?
Yeah, originally they'd have got a day's supply, so it would have been a small loaf of bread and a flagon of beer.
Yeah, this isn't a day's supply.
No, just a token today.
It lasts me a minute.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for the
All
dole.
right, thank you.
Our next carol is from here at St. Cross and is chosen by Catherine Jenkins.
O Little Town of Bethlehem is a carol that reminds me of Christmas and particularly midnight mass, and being a chorister back in Neath in South Wales and being allowed to stay up late enough to sing all the carols and of course that amazing descant.
Well, I hope that brings back some fond memories for Catherine. Next up, someone who knows a thing or two about carols. It's the Reverend Kate Botley.
My absolute favourite Christmas carol is It Came Upon a Midnight Clear, partly because we don't sing it very often, but mostly because it's got that wonderful line in it that says, "Hush ye noise, ye men of strife, and hear the angels sing." And it reminds me that in the middle of the chaos and the craziness of Christmas, that it's to stop and remember the real message.